Morning, you. I'm Siri too. I just screw my table back a little bit. It's crowding on me. And I was hurting last night. I didn't sleep good. I was up. I finally found a website that'll show me the barometric pressure off and on. And I think when the high pressure hits, that's when I'm hurting. Because I'm hurting. Well, let's get back to the story here. We got Isaac, a woman. Now we got to figure out how to get her back. Where were we? I need to get a pillow to put behind me. Something. We are Tuesday the 3rd. And we left off three. Genesis 24, 45 to 52. Okay, we're going to start with 52. And probably end it out to 67 and get on with it. Genesis 24. We're going to start with 52 and go all the way down to 67. I want to find out what's going on with this Rebecca. Here we go. I wish I had a brighter light to read with, but we got what we got. Let's have a sip of coffee. Get these eyeballs straightened out here. And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he worshipped the Lord, bowing himself to the earth. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold, and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. He gave also to her brother and to her mother precious things. Excuse me. And they did eat and drink, he and the men that were with him, and tarried all night, and they rose up in the morning, and he said, Send me away unto my master. And her brother and her mother said, Let the damsel abide with us a few days, at the least 10. After that she shall go. And he said unto them, Hinder me not. Seeing the Lord hath prospered my way, send me away that I may go to my master. And they said, We will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth. And they called Rebekah and said unto her, Wilt thou go with this man? And she says, I will go. And they went away with Rebekah, her sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant, and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, Thou art our sister. Be thou the mother of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them. Now here we're at a pilcrow. I could have stopped here, but I'm moving on. And Rebekah arose, and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels, and followed the man. The servant took Rebekah, and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of the well, Lahairoi, for he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide, and he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel. For she had said unto the servant, What man is this that walketh into the field to meet us? And the servant had said, It is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself. And the servant told Isaac all the things he had done. And Isaac brought her unto his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Aww. You know, I was thinking about that earlier. She's never going to meet her mother-in-law, Sarah. But that's so they took her to Sarah's tent. That was neat. So she went with him. She done met Isaac. I don't know if she got to see him or not, if he got to see her, but that's sweet they took her to Mom's tent. That's pretty cool. So now we got Rebekah home. And we got her a nice place to stay. We may have a wedding coming up. I don't know if they had them kind of things back in them days, but I guess we're about to find out. Let's get on with it. Now we need some Jesus. Jesus. I need to get that album. I always say that. Jesus Christ. Superstar. Do you think you are who they say you are? What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. Matthew 13. We're Matthew 13. Oh yeah, we just got done reading that one I like. 1 through 9. Okay, now we're gonna start with 10. Oh, he's winded today. So we're gonna start with 10. We're at 13:10. Let me see how much Jesus we can get in today. Let me read ahead. Where's our first pilgrim? Down to 18. We're going to read 10 through 17. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear, was the last thing we heard from Jesus. So remember, you got to hear. Let's get them seeds going. That's how you get that seed, by listening. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath. Therefore I speak to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Esaias, which saith, By hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and she should be converted, and I shall heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they do see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and ye have heard, and have not heard them. Let me read that last one again. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear, and have not heard them. He speaks in parables because they see not, they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not. By hearing ye shall hear. I guess I got to give them stories so they know what kind of... I mean, if you want to know how somebody else lives, I guess you can't really... You just hear words, you know, you hear some of it, but you don't hear all of it, because you're... So if he tells it in a story, that it makes, you know, like with the roots, you can't just tell a person, well, you got to plant your seeds in a good dirt down a straight row. Well, they won't know why. That's why you got to tell them a little story. Well, if you put it on the wayside, then the birds will eat it. If you plant it in the rocks, it'll get sprouts, but the sun will burn it down because it doesn't have good dirt. If you plant it in thorns, it's not going to grow with everybody else. The thorns are going to choke it out. That's why you explain to things. That's kind of like what cops do. That's what aggravates me. You know, these people, and one of my grumbles. When you get your driver's license suspended because you didn't pay insurance, you go buy your insurance, but nobody tells you have to pay the reinstatement fee. See, it's a lie by omission, maybe? I don't know. So that's the reason for today's reads. That's what today's reading I got out of it. We got Isaac a wife, Rebecca. We got her in Mom Sarah's house. She's safe. Everybody's good there. And they're asking Jesus why he tells stories about stuff. And the reason he tells stories is so people understand. Well, the sky's blue. Why? But then once you tell them the story why the sky's blue, then it makes sense, you know. And now for the rest of the story, like old Paul Harvey used to say. I had to look him up. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Good word today, Lord. Thank you. That was a good Bible study. That was a good Bible read. I like that one. So, what did we learn down a rabbit hole today? Stuff we don't really need to know. Junk I decided to look up once I ran into it. How about what Tuesday means? What's Tuesday? Tuesday. It's Old English for twidag. Twidag. And dag, didya, diat, deya. Those are all real words, believe it or not. It's Latin and something else. But it all means shine, day. And twiday, twisday. They never did say what that means. Day of Mars. Des Marti. How they got Tuesday out of that, I don't know. That's how we got Tuesday. We're still on Mars. Mars must be somebody. or something. I don't want to go to Mars. I saw that movie Martian. That was a good movie. That was a cute movie. Then I got to looking up history, what happened on this date. And I read, it said S. Fawcett was the first non-refueled, non-stop flight around the world. His name, Steve Fawcett, was the first non-refueled, non-stop flight around the world in 2005. But before that, in 2002, he flew around the world solo in a balloon. He had set like over 100 records, world records for stuff like that. So he went around the world in a balloon in 2002. And he went around the world in an airplane in 2005. And then in 2007, plane crash that he was in, and he died. And he was 63 when he died. And that was only 2 years. So he was 61 when he flew around the world. Wow. See, just because you're old don't mean you can't go do stuff. That old man flew around the world. There you go. You're never too old. Yeah, my chest was hurting something fierce last night. I got up and I finally found a website where I could check the barometer. I felt pretty good Saturday and Sunday. Well, the barometer was down to 29.5, 05, 29, like real low. Well, today it's 30.57. It's like, oh. So I guess the barometric pressure does have something to do with pain. And it's still cold and damp and cloudy in March, winter, gloomy. Our full moon was this morning. Now we're going into a new moon. Then after that's Easter. I love Easter. That's a new Christmas. That's a Christmas. I cried that whole weekend. I mean, you cry because of what Jesus went to, but you cry a happiness too. It's like, I'm saved. It's beautiful. It's lovely. Somber and renew and celebrate. I've seen some cool ideas to color eggs with, but my lazy behind probably won't do nothing like that. I gotta figure out how to get the lazy out of me. That's the next rabbit hole I'm gonna go into. I tried getting papers and pencils and writing stuff down and schedule. What schedule? I lose my papers and pencils. Where did I put that? Oh, and I found this the other day. This is my dad's. Isn't this neat? I think it's real leather, but this little strap here opens it up, see? See, it's got that strap on it. It's got that little thing there, and then it's got this little pouch here, and it's got this little slippy thing there. And this might be worth something, and I got to looking, and it's I don't know if you can see it or not. It's got writing right there. I thought, this might be something worth something. So I got to looking at it. It says, plan ahead. You guys have a good Tuesday. I'll talk to you later.